good afternoon. It's Jamie. I'm decided to do things a little bit different today and wanted to share a video with you. I know several of my blogging and writing friends are busy with the National Novel Writing Month, and good luck getting all of those word counts in today. But I just wanted to take a moment of your time to share a little bit of my story with you. I absolutely love doing crafts. I'm not really great at all of them, but I really love it. And I enjoy doing cross stitch and quilting and crocheting and all different kinds of things. And I picked up one of my tapestry wall hangings the other day that I had, and I just wanted to show something to you. I don't know how well this is going to come out on the video, but do you see how all of the different colors are just kind of woven in together, and it doesn't really, you can't tell what the picture is from this side, but in a lot of ways it just kind of looks like a mess, and it doesn't make any sense at all. And that's why we generally hide the backside of any of our crafting projects, or like this wall hanging. We want to show what's pretty, what's beautiful, and not the mess in behind. And it makes me think about what God has been doing in my life. It's been a few years ago, and my greatest desire was to be a speaker. I had listened to Beth Moore and Kay Arthur and Lisa TerKeurst, and that was it. I mean, they had really made such an impact on my own life, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get out there, I wanted to speak, I wanted to encourage women, I wanted to give them hope, and this is what I was going to do. I was going to be a speaker. I was so excited because I had direction, I had focus, and I knew what I wanted to do. Well, the next thing I knew, that door was closed. And I thought, wait a minute, God. I was going to do this, and I was going to do it for you, and I was going to be a speaker, and okay, so we're not going to do that. Now what? Well, writing opened up for me, and I was working on my first book, Get Real, which is a nonfiction book about our identity in Christ. And shortly before that book, which I self-published, was released, I went to the She Speaks conference, and I met all of these incredible women on the Proverbs 31 team, as well as the participants, and it was such a wonderful experience, and I learned so much about writing and different things that I could put into my writing, and I really felt like I grew during that time. Well, fast forward a little bit, my book was released. I was diagnosed with cancer, and I had to go through surgery, but I was already registered for the She Speaks Intensive Conference. Well, I was feeling okay, and my wonderful husband made the trip out to Concord, North Carolina with me, drove me out there, and was my support system there at the hotel. And so I didn't attend all of the sessions. I took more breaks and just kind of took it easy, but I was with a wonderful small group of 10 women with Susie Eller as the leader, and it was fabulous. We went to main sessions, and then we broke up into our small group and worked on those things. And during that time, there was a contest going on, and after the conference you could submit your proposal, which for those not in the writing world, it's really just telling an agent or an editor or a publishing house what your book is going to be about, and then a little sample of how it is like other books in the industry, but yet how yours will be different, and then a sample chapter or two. So I submitted my entry and didn't really give it a whole lot of thought. The next thing I know, I was informed that I was a winner. And I was like, wow, here we go. God is opening the door. Nonfiction, here we come. I'm going to be traditionally published. God closed the door in speaking, but nonfiction, here we go. I got a call from Lisa Turkhurst's agent, Esther Fedikovich, because she was contacting all of the winners, the 5 winners from that contest, and kind of giving her feedback on your proposal. And I was so excited. Well, once again, the door was closed. And it was at the beginning of this year that I was thinking, now what? I mean, do I continue to push my nonfiction writing with this other story idea? What do I do? I really had no idea. And so I put it out on Facebook, where you get all your answers, to some of my friends, what writing conferences would you recommend? And I didn't get very many responses at all. But one of my friends that I go to church with suggested the ACFW conference, which is the American Christian Fiction Writers Conference. And I thought, fiction. I love to read fiction. Don't get me wrong, I do, but I hadn't written fiction. I don't know why I would be wanting to go to a conference for fiction writers. And yet I thought, well, I don't know. So I prayed about it, and this just seemed like where God was leading me. So I got together a fiction book, and God gave me the idea not for just one book, but actually for an entire series centered around this small rural community and these wonderful characters that I have grown to love. And so I went to the conference and I met with agents and I pitched my book, and I was so excited. And I came home from the conference and I had all kinds of new ideas about things that I could put into my writing and ways that I could really strengthen it. And I was waiting to hear from those agents. And in the meantime, I got this email, and it was just kind of out of the blue for me, but in an email saying, we've been reading on your blog and we've read your book, Get Real, and we would like you to be the keynote speaker for our women's conference. And I closed my laptop and I turned to my husband and I said, Mitch, you are not going to believe this. So I opened it up again and I had to read it for a second time just to make sure that it was what I thought it was. And sure enough, they were asking me to be the keynote speaker. And God's sense of humor is amazing because, let me tell you, the theme for this conference, Women of Wisdom. I thought, oh my goodness, seriously, you want me to be the keynote speaker? I certainly could learn a lot about being more of a woman of wisdom, but being the speaker for it. So I prayed about it, and I realized that God was opening the door for me to be the speaker. What I had wanted so many years ago, God had established that for this time in my life, not years ago. I wouldn't have been ready then. And it was a joy to be able to be with those women a couple of weeks ago and share my story, and how God has taken that mess of my life, all of the experiences, good and bad, and turned them into His masterpiece, just like this tapestry. You see on this side, like I said, it's just different colors interwoven together, but you turn it over and it's this beautiful picture. God takes your mess, or what you think is your mess, and He's going to turn it into your message. Each of you is a masterpiece. You are God's masterpiece. Never lose sight of that. Never forget it. Let Him use your life to shine His light to others and be in hope and encouragement. I would love in the comment section below for you to share how God has taken a time in your life that you thought as you were going through was a mess and has turned it into a masterpiece. Thank you for sharing. Have a great day.